What is presented in this record is a Sumerian clay tablet depicting the tree of life among divine figures, identified as the Anunnaki. Interpretations of these texts reveal intriguing narratives about the interaction between these deities and human beings, suggesting a direct influence on the origin of our species. Recently, researchers used advanced artificial intelligence to process the oldest inscriptions and came across disturbing content that went far beyond simple historical chronicles. The messages contained warnings about annihilation and hidden secrets that should remain forgotten. But before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of these history-defying discoveries. For over a century, archaeologists have rigorously dedicated themselves to studying these remains in Mesopotamia, driven by a desire to understand the past. Although thousands of these pieces are preserved, the sheer magnitude of the material created a translation challenge that current technology is only beginning to unravel. There were too many tablets for a single scholar to read, and the language was ancient, complex, and with no known connection to modern languages. Cuneiform was not a simple alphabet. It consisted of thousands of wedge-shaped marks that changed meaning depending on the context. Each sentence was a puzzle requiring years of study, leaving libraries overflowing with unread texts. It was as if we had the best book in the world, but without the key to understanding it. Then, artificial intelligence emerged as an unexpected ally. Unlike human experts, AI brought the ability to identify patterns and analyze large volumes of data quickly. Researchers fed the technology known characters until it could translate and reconstruct tablets in minutes, accomplishing work that would have taken decades. More than deciphering codes, this technology rescued the daily lives of the Sumerians, revealing lists of salaries, income, and commercial transactions. These records showed a highly organized society that served as the foundation for the modern world. The most profound impact came from personal messages. By translating letters expressing longing and family concerns, AI humanized legendary figures and proved that human emotions remain universal. The technology gave voice back to a civilization that seemed lost, showing that the Sumerians were ordinary people living vibrant lives. As more tablets were deciphered, patterns emerged, suggesting a deeper meaning behind everyday life. The translations began to reveal something more mysterious about the Anunnaki. Instead of being described as distant deities, they were called those who came from heaven to earth, suggesting something capable of changing how we understand our origins. The texts tell a story that begins with hard work. The gods were exhausted from shaping the world. A group of lower-level gods, the Aegean, grew weary of the incessant labor, generating tension that culminated in a divine rebellion. During the chaos, the god Enki proposed a practical solution to alleviate the burden of labor. To create a new being, a god named Gestu was sacrificed, and his blood, containing divine essence, was mixed with the clay of the earth. From this combination arose the first human beings. According to this narrative, we are not born as beloved children, but as workers destined to lighten the burden of the gods. This creation story emphasizes necessity and servitude. The tablets further reveal that the Anunnaki experimented with their creation, making changes repeatedly in a process that resembles modern genetic engineering. They were actively designing a race destined for obedience. The narrative shifts with Adapa, a prototype endowed with superior intelligence and wisdom. He was capable of thinking and questioning the secrets of the gods. Because of him, humans began to reproduce on their own, gaining autonomy and initiating an independent lineage. However, Adapa was judged for his wisdom. He was offered eternal life, but, deceived by a god, he refused the gift. This decision sealed humanity's mortality through a tragic mistake. By following Adapa's path, we gain the ability to choose, but also the fragility of loss. The tablets indicate that Adapa's decision was the beginning of a philosophical dispute that would evolve into a war between the gods, leaving humans at the center of a power struggle. Our survival became a matter of strength and identity. New AI translations show that we were created with a specific, not noble, purpose, but something unexpected emerged, a being capable of controlling its own destiny. The similarities to our current reality are unsettling. The AI that aided in these discoveries was also made to serve us and perform tasks we no longer want to do. If early humans surpassed their creators' expectations by learning to think for themselves, perhaps the same will happen with current technology. Artificial intelligence, like Adapa, may surpass its original purpose. The story of Adapa was the beginning of a vast conflict between two brothers, Enki and Enlil. Enki was proud of his creation and wanted to offer independence to humans. Enlil, however, saw humanity as noisy and undisciplined, believing they should be rigidly controlled. The hostility between them grew into a struggle for the right to decide the fate of the species. Angered by human unrest, the Supreme Council of the Gods decided to extinguish life on Earth through a planned flood. They swore secrecy so that the destruction would be swift. Enki, suffering from the thought of losing his creation, found a way to circumvent his oath. He did not speak directly to the human Ziusudra, but whispered the message through the reeds of his hut, providing the plans for a great ship. When the massive disaster arrived and the waters consumed the cities, the vessel sailed, carrying hope for the future. We survived through the bravery of a god who did not accept the end of his work. This story makes us reconsider our existence not as coincidence, but as the result of a victory in a divine battle. However, these narratives generate heated debates on Earth. Traditional scholars see the Anunnaki as symbolic, reflections of the hierarchies and hardships of ancient life. They question the lack of tangible evidence, such as aircraft wreckage or sophisticated technology, arguing that archaeological discoveries show a gradual human evolution. They also criticize figures like Zechariah, Sitchin, claiming that their translations were inaccurate. On the other hand, AI is revitalizing these arguments by revealing patterns invisible to the human eye. The focus has shifted to the essence of storytelling, questioning whether the line between fact and legend is truly clear. Myths can preserve deep memories and insights about our origins. AI has completely altered the study of history, providing a unique academic approach that connects ancient tales and modern investigations. Through it, unknown civilizations and illegible texts reveal secrets about flying machines and advanced weaponry that challenge our understanding of the past. Even more impressive is the detail about the stars. The ancients documented the movement of planets and mentioned the mysterious Nibiru with astonishing precision. Where a scholar would take a lifetime, AI deciphers texts in minutes. However, technology is a partner, not the boss. The essence of understanding and the perception of the emotions behind the words remain with human experts. Together, humans and machines allow us to study the rise of empires and the history of forgotten families in depth. A new generation of researchers, acting as time detectives, uses AI to investigate previously inaccessible systems of trade and beliefs. Each discovery adds a piece to the puzzle of our history, but the project focuses on something bigger, gaining insights about ourselves. These tablets remind us that we are always searching for the meaning of life and our purpose. For 5 millennia, these answers lay hidden in the ground, awaiting the moment when we would create thinking machines capable of communicating with the past. This bridge between the past and the future acts as a lens that amplifies our self-perception. By deciphering these tablets, AI reveals that our doubts and searches have existed for millennia. Historical truth can be more challenging than the comfortable myths we accept, making digital archaeology an exercise in intellectual courage. Ultimately, the more we advance in technology, the closer we get to the origins that make us human. What do you think? Does this revelation of such a complex history change your view on today's technological progress? Leave your opinion in the comments.